With lots of interesting and fascinating operators coming soon in the next 6 months, and by having only limited amount of random, we must choose who we want rationally. This is Arkchive, and after the sneak peek of new operators we've done in the past, today it's time to be way more seriously recommending who to pull and who not to. I'll be giving my decisions as a reference, together with a detailed explanation. Whether you agree or disagree with my thoughts, feel free to discuss your thoughts in the comment section. Subtitle wise, turn on the CC button in YouTube feature. As always, you pull a banner only for the 6-star, and if you just think from a rational perspective, which is what we are going to try to do today, I would also be recommending only special banners, which means excluding standard banners, since I do not know what is going to come out next, but overall, I would not suggest you to pull in standard banners. Better save the pulls, cause we are already short of them. And let's go. First on the list, Reed the Flame Shadow Banner, featuring Reed Alter. Honestly, if you see her as a caster, she is definitely one of the best caster we have in game for now. The funny thing about Hypergriff is that they seem to have mistaken something, designing medics like casters, caster like supporters, and supporters like medics. For Reed Alter, Talent 1 provides an Arc Fragility effect stackable to that of Seira's S3 and typical fragile effects from Sail Lich, Suzerain, and Mosses, and that is one addition point. Second talent wise, well, as I mentioned, if you see her as a caster, it's a good addition, but if you see her as a medic, there is some big problems here. With her trait as an incantation medic, her heal depends on the damage dealt, so if she gets the big numbers, well, no problem working as medic. What if she doesn't get to deal any damage, or deal less damage due to various reasons? That's a minus point for her to be a medic. Into her skills, S1 is typically a typical useless skill. S2, if you tend to sandwich the enemies, the amount of damage deal is over 100k, and the amount of heal per second she can provide during the period is even higher than Susuro. Even when used in normal occasions, a 40k plus damage is already more than enough. S3 wise, a cinematic skill for weak enemies, but for weak enemies, any random operator can most likely do the job except for this little kid. Overall, judging on the sequence of banners following and her own strength, she is one of the best candidates to be in the T0 recommendation list. Next one, we have this limited hit hunting special series. You're guaranteed that the first 6-star you get is the one you don't have. Overall, I would say this is the banner for whales to complete their collection, so let's just skip since we are free to play, right? Then, we've got the limited banner featuring Lin and Chongyue. Lin first. Not going to lie, the first moment I saw a kid, I see a quite similar feature with Carnelian, and where's your Carnelian now? Although she got a good module upgrade, I personally still don't see any shine in Felnix caster in normal players. One of the reasons is the numbers given to casters. All the casters are just way too bad. It's quite easy to see this when you still find out Aya being one of the best casters after 4 years of launching. Plus, a high ground tank position is not that easy to find, and I do not see the reason behind not using a 4-star defender Quora to achieve what a 6-star caster is trying to do. In addition to the long onset skill duration with only 40k damage, not recommending her. Chongyue on the other hand has the same archetype like Mountain, but I see no common in these brothers. Chongyue is more like a glass cannon, only good in damage and lacking in terms of survivability and lane sustaining. Yes, his S3 makes his attack range look good, but the side attacks and back attacks are more for aesthetic purposes since you don't want the enemies to leak, and making only the front side available. It is undeniable that his DPS is higher than Taunt, Blaze, and Mountain, but he needs more support from perspective of lane sustaining and survivability as well as block count. So a defender or two behind him will be an optimal placement, pull aside a Skadi Alter beside him. In addition of Chongyue being a limited operator without one of the module being released yet, in this banner, get Chongyue and run. Next one, the Qiubai Banner. Like all of the lots in the past and in Arknights, Silver Ash and Taunts were once on the throne. The past is already the past. Qiubai wise, her skill set spotlight is about the binding. Well, theoretically in ideal situations, her S3 M3 can deal almost 100k damage, but when compared to her competitors, Sirte and Milna, it is still very lacking. Plus, she can only at most hit 3 enemies at the same time, with the precondition that the enemies need to be bindable for the almost 100k damage to be effective. When compared to taunts, who can solo a lane and provide consistent DPS, Silver Ash and Lapland providing special talents, very less operators can replace, and even till now, Qiubai's Bind has a archetype of contestant, and without any more spotlight, my comment is that she might be born in a wrong era. T2 in the recommendation list. Next up, Fiammetta Banner. Well, if people already start using Horns without bothering about the Defender archetype and playing Horns like a legit DPS, well, I would say that Fiammetta might be one of the choices you might be considering. Plus, her S3 is real AFK though. The only downside might be finding a nice tile for her and needing a medic for her. Won't be appearing in my AFK guides anyways, don't worry, since normal mobs in Arknights still do not require that much DPS to kill, and the DPS of Fiammetta for the boss is too little to get the boss killed. It's slightly higher than Qiubai in terms of tier list recommendation for pulling, but still not recommended. T2. Before we move on, whether if you noticed or not, the main concern whether or not to pull a character rationally is about the ability to face waves of elite or boss type enemies, or if he or she is a very huge upgrade of the operator we have now, or just one of a new kind. Well, as a quick example, Molna is recommended before his skill is like one of the highest damage ever existed. Same goes to Chongyue. Golden Glow wise, I'm not sure who recommended her so strongly if you think from a rational perspective only. She has a relatively similar kit and strength compared to Aya, meaning that she does not completely outshine Aya, and that is why she is not that high up on the list. Same goes to Penance, not much different with Mudrock, doesn't completely replace Mudrock, not recommending that much. Texas Altar wise, a complete replacement of Phantom, and that's why a T0 to pull. Next up on the list, Yato Altar. Honestly, if you look at her skill kit and her module, she's an upgrade of Phantom, but still not enough if her opponent is Texas Altar. The only reason I would be pulling for her banner is because she's real limited just for collection purpose. From a meta perspective, if you already have Texas Altar, Yato Altar would just be an addition to the squad instead of an upgrade. Better elaboration wise, she's a physical operator with high attack frequency, and that means all the theoretically nice DPS only exist on paper when enemies' defense are low enough to be ignored. Other word wise, when you start to discuss the strength of an operator only after getting buffed, like Executor, Silver Edge and such, you know there is a problem in it. Like Jingyuan and Honkai Star Rail. Well, based on her uniqueness, would be T0 in the recommendation list. Joint Operation 9, I can only say this combination is trying so hard to bait you in with the presence of taunts. Lee is only used in very less occasions, although I accidentally got a pot 6, but he's not worth your pull, just get it through support unit. Taunts wise, one of the cores in Arknights, but going to the pull only for him is not a wise choice. Irene is a joke, the whole levitation thing is still a joke, at least till the release of this video, and Dorothy, just like Stainless, a relatively circus-based operator, which I'm not a fan in it. So this banner will be at T2. Then the Chapter 12 banner featuring Horn, Silleech, and Stainless. Horn-wise, people are playing her like a DPS for an S1 in NT-Inv reveal. Well, not that irreplaceable from my point, but the madness in her is quite similar like in Golden Glow, so I'm not going to comment too much. Silleech, I've proven myself wrong, she's a great addition in the hands of whales, but for normal players like me, not that much difference with Murtaugh. Stainless-wise, the synergy with Agent Vanguards is there, but there are way more buffers in the scene for now. And the real good meta carries like Chongyue, Sirte, and Molna doesn't really synergize well with this kit. So T2 overall for this banner. Ines, the Agent Vanguard. Well, the strength of this archetype is only going to be better than the Flagpipe family in harder and harder maps like CC. And with Ines being the first 6-star among them, with the anti-inv trait, that's going to make Silver Ash jobless. I can't deny how good she is, but as a normal player with no intentions of try-hard gaming and only plan to AFK, I would say Flagpipe is more than enough. She's going to be in the T1 list of pulling based on your personal preference of gameplay, but still I would like to insist that for the foreseeable future, Flagpipe is more than enough. And then, it will be the launch of a new banner system. Go watch these videos for more detail. I'm not going to explain more because this video is getting longer than I expected. Then the Muelsyse and Hoolheyak banner. Muelsyse is a decent vanguard apart from Flagpipe and Agent Vanguard. She provides what a basic Vanguard can provide with control and early game lane blocking. But as mentioned, Flagpipe is still going to be viable in the foreseeable future, and Muelsyse is more likely to be shining only with the addition of more and more Rhine-led operators, which is not expected in this 1 year according to Archive analysis. Hoolheyak wise, yep, a complete joke. You can watch this video for more. I don't want to explain much on this topic, but the whole levitation thing is a joke for now. When is the last operator with the wasted kit, and where is she now? Designing medics like casters like supporters, and supporters like medics. I still be putting this banner on the T0 priority list. Just get Muelsyse and run. And then we'll have the joint Operation 10 banner. Saga is a good upgrade of Siege. Yes, I'm implying that Siege got power creeped. The only downside being not AFKable. Mountain and Mudrock both come operators in AFK shreds, and Golden Glow is a nice replacement for AR. If you don't have all 4 of them, including Siege and AR, it is a T0 banner. If you have 1 or 2 of them, you maybe can try light to get the other 2, and if you already have 3 of them, just run. Then we got Executor Alter. Although he steps down from the high ground from a 5-star to a 6-star, I would still not be recommending him. All his skill kits recover SP only by attacking, short attack range, unable to be healed by normal means, and recovering SP only by attacking. If you read until here, yes, this operator is completely bullshit. But remember another circuits operator released 6 months ago? Stainless. Yeah, Stainless. Stainless is his good partner, and there are some potential here, but again, when you have to relate an operator's strength only when it combos with someone, you know there is some problem happening. Ebenholz, like Rome's wanted, he has a very high on-paper DPS, but theories are always theories. Modules are all released, and with the kit design of the kits, he's quite clearly given up by Arknights. His kit is complicated, and without any magic resistance reduction means, he needs allies to work best, but with the presence of his competitor Reed Alter, who has a way easier mean to reach a way more higher theoretical DPS, at the meantime providing some healing, this banner is a T2. Last but not least, the reason I'm making the video for today, because of the launch of this very exciting operator called Typhon. Massive upgrade compared to Rosa, a very deadly full map sniper that follows the enemy through the whole map until the death of the enemy or the skill ends. Ignores a percentage of defense, easily buffable, and I see a lot of potential in her. T0. Until then folks, subscribe for more AF content as well as more understanding of the game.